everyone, this is Daniel Kennedy from Steadfast Construction and Design. This is the end of week 6 here back at the West Brom job. We had a bit of a break while we were doing York Road, so now we're back and let me show you what we've been up to. So this has all been filled in, so this is the water pipe. Remember how we mentioned that it was going to get upgraded? We've had a bit of an issue because it's a shared supply, finding out where the pipe tees off into the neighbouring properties, but I'll show you more on that. So this has now all been bonded and plastered this week. So we're very, very nearly at the end of the plastering. Lots of materials on site. So we were... Oops, sorry. Yeah, cheers. So this is where we found out where the property tees off just before the stop tap. So we've got a temporary supply. We're waiting for the water board to come out to allow us to then connect the new supplies. This is capped off now. So initially we were not going to be doing anything in the kitchen, but it's just too rotten and too sort of tired that quite a lot of work needs to be done. This isn't just a simple skim over job. So in this corner it's going to be the washer dryer. We took the worktop out only to discover that it hadn't been sealed properly. So it's a bit rotten, so the worktops are now getting replaced. And the extractor was completely broken, so a new extractor is needed. We had issues with the ceiling because the paint was coming away from the ceiling after we put the plaster on, so a lot of it needed to get cut out and redone. This hallway's been plastered. This back room, side walls have been painted as well as the ceiling. The bathroom has all been plastered and now is ready for painting. Right, let's go upstairs. So now we're entering the first floor, coming up from the bottom. And rather than move forward with the first floor, what we're doing is we're just doing all the little bits like the steps, the skirting, the architrave, and then we're focusing on the bathrooms because we want to get the whole property sort of at the stage of having its first coat, having the shower trays and the bathrooms in and the doors on, and then we'll clear it all away and then it'll get painted properly. We're not doing the gloss work now until everything has been cleared because the dust just makes it, like, ruins gloss work. Here we're having to have a step up into the shower because there isn't room underneath the floor for the waste, so we have to have a slight step so we can get the correct drop. Again, you've seen all this before. Now let's go see the bathroom at the top because this has been fitted. So because of the unusual angle, we used a bit of an offcut from York Road to serve as the worktop here. Got a spare unit there, and there's going to be a bit of a space for a fridge and a bin. So these are the taps that we use. These are the ones we got from China. I think they're wonderful. And then that's the basin. So foolishly, I went for a basin that was too big, so they're getting put in the next property. And there's the toilet. And these are the lovely towel rails. Got an MDF top there, that's going to get painted. But as I said, a lesson learned from the previous one, we're not going to do any gloss work because the dust, it just makes it look awful. So we're going to have a big, huge clean, and then we're going to start painting. yeah, so lots of lessons learned that we're taking forward now. Like, this is the aim, to like get that a little bit better. And when you actually do things practically, so for instance, I was rushing the job, wanting to get it done sooner. That then came with its own trials and tribulations. So like all the gloss work in the previous job isn't how it should be. And that was because I was like, quick, let's go faster. And faster isn't necessarily better. Obviously the job was exponentially faster than our previous ones, just due to having the multi-trades, having everyone on site, the materials all being nipped. So I want to get that tighter, faster. But one key thing that we're taking away from that is that we're not going to do the gloss work while it's dusty, because the dust gets everywhere and it shows up it's a really prominent. And I was told that by a few people, but I thought, fuck off, I know better. And now the ramifications of that is we're going to slow it back down, get all the sort of dusty work done, get all the plastering, get all the first sort of skim done, or mist coat so you can see the blemishes, sort all the sanding out, and then have a huge clean on site so all the dust gets taken away, nigh on a builder's clean. And then we'll be doing the gloss works, the doors, the skirting, the architrave, the various shelves that the carpenter has fixed. And that's just a lesson, and I'm sure more things will crop up as we do more and more jobs. But that's the wonderful thing of having direct control and having people around you who advise you the trials and tribulations. And so the end product becomes just better and better, cheaper, more efficient, less waste. So this isn't technically the end of week 6, because we've had odds and sods here doing various bits and bobs while we were finishing off York Road. But just for the purposes of the timeline, we're probably in about week 6.5, because we had people who weren't here the first week, people have been off. So I'm going to call this the end of week 6. Thank you for your time. After this job, we'll be heading over to Moseley to do a 7-bed over there, so you can expect more updates. And then we're off up to Lincoln to do a 6-bed. And then it gets a little bit exciting because we are doing 2 behemoths. We're doing a 13-bed and a 12-bed, and hopefully at the same time. So we're going to sort of expand the network of trades that we use. No doubt we'll go through them like hot dinners until we find a load of good ones, but then that will enable us to take on bigger jobs in the future and maybe potentially have 2 sites running. Because I'm really tempted to grow too fast, but we've stopped it. And we're only going to do 2 jobs when they're our 2 jobs. So the mistakes will be absorbed, and then we can move that going forward, and then potentially we might be able to do some more of your work. So follow us for the trials and tribulations of that one, because I'm sure it'll be very interesting. Right, thank you.